The movie began in an office where the employees were covered in thread-like webs. Soon, a gigantic beetle stung a man and began to suck his blood. Then the movie shifted back to when all this started. On a bustling road, Cooper, a telemarketer, was talking to his father on his phone while making his way to his office. As usual, he arrived late and tried to act as if he had arrived on time. An office attendant told him that Maureen, their lady boss, was calling him to her office. Cooper went to Maureen's office, where Maureen fired him for making fun of a customer and pretending to be Maureen in front of others.
I have an appointment to get to.
Just then, a sharp, deafening sound echoed through the office, and suddenly everything changed in the blink of an eye, with giant beetle attacks spreading across the country. The giant beetle stung a man wrapped in a cocoon, causing green liquid to leak out. The man turned out to be Cooper, who had just regained consciousness. He freed himself while foaming at the mouth. Soon, a giant beetle lunged at him and tried to sting him, but Cooper managed to chop off one of its legs using a paper cutter, forcing it to release him immediately. He then looked around and found Maureen trapped in the web. He quickly approached her and freed her from the suffocating web, then freed the attendant before he too turned into a bug. At the same time, Maureen remembered that her daughter Sarah was about to come pick her up, so she rushed outside to check on her while Cooper continued to warn her about the giant bugs outside. Maureen came out only to see people lying on the ground, trapped inside the webs. She then rushed to her car, where her daughter was also lying trapped in a cocoon, but Cooper hurried out and stopped her, telling her to calm down and stay where she was. He ran to the car and woke Sarah up, but Sarah mistook him for a creature and attacked him with pepper spray. Just then, Maureen screamed in desperation, accidentally drawing the attention of a flying bug which grabbed her and soared into the sky. Soon after, a group of beetles began to approach the car, so Sarah took Cooper and started to flee. She triggered her car's theft alarm, which distracted the giant bugs. Seizing the chance, they retreated into the building and saved themselves. Inside, Sarah tried to wake a man trapped in a cocoon, but the man emerged on his own and began to choke Sarah. Cooper rushed to save her, but was easily knocked down by the hefty man. At the same time, another giant beetle arrived and attacked the helpless Cooper. Before the creature could harm him, Hugo crushed it under the telephone stand. After that, Sarah woke all the remaining people in the office and made a plan to escape the giant bugs together. Roger told them he had a truck outside they could use to get away, but Sarah warned that the creatures were sensitive to sound and liked noise. The cop asked the panicked people to stay calm, but Roger disagreed and got into a heated argument with him. Cooper calmed the flaring situation. Roger told the others that he was heading north. So everyone followed him and quietly left the building, but only the Puerto Rican man got on the truck with Roger to head north in hopes of finding a safer place, while the rest decided to stay behind. Soon the truck was attacked by a flying bug. Roger attacked the creature in desperation, but the creature was too strong to be harmed and took Roger out of the truck and flew away, while the Puerto Rican man was run over by the uncontrolled truck. The half-witted cop began to fire at the bugs to save Roger, unknowingly drawing their attention to them. Soon he was attacked by a group of the beetles, and meanwhile Albert was stung by a flying one. Without delay, everyone rushed back into the office just in time. Sarah lifted up Albert's shirt and found that the bug almost stung him. Afterward, they climbed to the top of the building and found a swarm of bugs in the sky heading away from them. Sarah suggested to them that they must leave for Gibsonton since there was an Air Force base there. Just then, Cooper remembered that his father would also be stuck in Gibsonton, where he had built a bomb shelter inside which they could have food, water, and medical supplies. Just then, a swarm of bugs appeared in the sky, scaring Cooper and the others. But Lychee didn't move from her place and waved at the flying creatures, though they couldn't see her below. Lychee quickly realized that the bugs were blind and told it to the others. They played upon this weakness of the bugs and trapped one of them inside a room.
Whoa, okay, he's not liking this very much.
Lychee asked Sarah and the others to collect the venom, and she would go to fetch medical supplies from a drugstore outside. Under the pretext of supporting her, Cooper began trying to come closer to Sarah. They slightly opened the door and managed to collect bug venom. Moments later, Lychee examined the venom and explained to the others that the bug's venom was a sedative, but it contained a protein too. Afterward, they all decided to spend the night inside the building and would set out for Gibsonton early in the morning. Cindy approached Cooper and struck up a conversation with him, telling him that she was a weather reporter.
Oh, you're the weather lady. Oh, that's...
She tried to get near him while Sarah watched them from the couch nearby. It was morning, and the bug trapped in the room started tearing down the door to escape. Everyone woke up in panic and rushed to the door. Albert opened the door and killed the bug with a stick and a flash as it was calling for help. Albert came to his house to take his wife, but unfortunately, his wife had died by then. He retrieved his gun and left with the others. Cindy arrived at her brother's house and called out to him, but all she found were the bodies of Chad's neighbors. Soon, her brother Chad, who had now transformed into a beetle-like creature, emerged from the house carrying a body wrapped in a cocoon in his hands. Chad attacked his neighbor Susan and sent Sarah flying, slamming her into the boundary wall. Cindy tried to bring him around, but her efforts went down the drain when Chad captured her and moved to infect her. But just then Cooper struck him with a shovel, saving Cindy at the very last moment. However, he was stung in the leg by Chad while saving Cindy. The deaf Hugo plunged a fork into Chad's chest, and Albert also helped him drive the tool deeper into his chest, eventually killing Chad. Sarah treated Cooper's wound inside the house, preventing it from getting infected. Elsewhere in the house, Albert found Cindy bursting into tears in her room as she had lost her brother and felt sorry for her. In the washroom, Albert began to act strangely and collapsed to the floor. Cooper was asleep on the couch when Cindy approached him. She woke him up and told him that she cared about him. After revealing this, she took off her gown in an attempt to seduce him, but Cooper didn't seem interested. He gently pushed her back, explaining that he wasn't in the mood.
I don't want you to.
The next day, they continued their journey to Gibsonton, where Cooper's father had built a bomb shelter. Sarah told Cooper that she would go to the nest of the bugs to find her mother once Cooper reached his father's home. Meanwhile, a swarm of bugs appeared in the sky and flew away without sensing the humans below. Cindy noticed Cooper holding Sarah's hand in moments of desperation and broke down upon seeing this, as she also loved him. She stepped back and began to scream, calling the bugs to return and kill her while Cooper and the others pleaded with her not to. Before the giant bugs could return and harm them, Albert shot Cindy in the head, killing her instantly. However, the gunshot attracted the bugs, and they attacked Cooper and the others. Before a bug could escape with Albert, Cooper shot it, causing it to release him immediately. However, Cooper was soon attacked by another bug, which nearly stung him if Sarah hadn't saved him in time, but she lost her life in the process. Now, only Albert, his deaf son Hugo, and Cooper were left. Sometime later, Cooper reached his house with Albert and Hugo and began to look for his father inside. He found him outside the house, calling his dog named Lucy, who had gone missing. Cooper asked his father to stop, as the beetles were sensitive to sound and might be attracted, but Ethan didn't listen and kept searching for his dog. Albert's tooth fell out, signaling that he was about to be turned into a beetle. Soon after, a few spider-like legs emerged from his body and attacked Cooper. Hugo repeatedly shot his father, killing him instantly. He then revealed to Cooper that Albert had asked him to do this if he ever turned into a tentacled creature. Hearing the gunshots, a giant bug broke into the house, but Ethan attacked it with a bizarre gun, bursting it open. After that, Ethan found that the creature didn't even spare his dog and made her one of them. Soon the house became infested with the bugs, forcing Ethan and the others to retreat into the bomb shelter. When the bug left, they came upstairs and had a meal. Cooper told his father that he had to go to the nest, explaining that Sarah still might be there. Ethan was shocked to hear this and called his son an idiot.
I think it's a crazy idea.
Well, of course you'd say something like that. Of course.
You're an idiot.
Oh my God.
Cooper was pissed off and stormed out of the house after getting no help from his father. The gullible Hugo followed Cooper, but Cooper asked him to go back and stay with Ethan, but Hugo kept coming after him, and Cooper snapped it. He thrust Hugo into the bushes and left alone for the nest to find Sarah. On his way to the nest, Cooper was captured by an armed man who took him to a banged-up police station and put him behind bars after suspecting him to be stung by a bug. Besides Cooper, another man who spoke Spanish was locked up. Sarah woke up in the nest, revealing that she was still alive. She turned on her mobile flashlight and began to search for her mother. Back at prison, the cops apprehended Ethan and Hugo, who had set out to find Cooper. The cops put Hugo into Cooper's cell and kept Ethan at gunpoint outside. Cooper tried to convince the cops that they hadn't been stung by a bug. A cop examined Ethan's lower back and found a mark there. Ethan captured the cop's daughter and asked him to release his son straight away. Soon the girl retaliated and knocked down Ethan. As she moved to shoot him, the Spanish man who had turned into a hybrid bug in his cell killed her in an instant, but he also lost his life when the girl's father shot him to death in revenge. Ethan grabbed a gun and fired at both the cops, killing them. He then released Cooper and Hugo and left for the nest with them. They covered the journey on bicycles, and sometime later, they reached the nest, which was being protected by the maison bugs. Ethan and Cooper planned to find out the weakest link in the nest and planted a bomb there to blow it up after taking Sarah out. Inside the nest, Sarah encountered a hybrid bug which sensed her and alerted the other bugs. Ethan tricked Cooper and handcuffed him around a tree in the woods to keep him safe. He tossed the key to the sleeping Hugo and told Cooper that he could go when Hugo woke up. Then he left alone for the nest. Moments later, Ethan reached the nest. He pulled out a bomb from his bag and its remote and entered the nest. In the woods, Hugo woke up. He released Cooper and arrived at the nest. As he moved to get into the dark nest, a few giant bugs rushed out of it and flew away. Sarah sensed someone around her and prepared to charge at him. She mistakenly stabbed Ethan, who was shocked to see her still alive. He told her that he was Cooper's father. So Sarah immediately wrapped a piece of cloth around his wound to stop bleeding. Sarah told Ethan that she couldn't find her mother inside the nest and broke down in tears. She revealed to him that she had seen the Queen and could take him to her. Cooper and Hugo couldn't see clearly and fell into a pit full of eggs.
Hey, are you okay? Holy shit.
Sarah led Ethan to the place where the Queen used to be, but she was no longer there. Nonetheless, Ethan began to plant a bomb there, as it was the center of the nest, unaware that the Queen was above his head, clinging to the ceiling. She attacked Ethan, who continued to fire at her. In the chaos, Ethan lost his grip on the bomb and yelled at Sarah to recover it immediately. Meanwhile, Cooper arrived and started firing at the creature, causing it to howl to summon reinforcements. Everyone was tormented by the echo except Hugo, who swiftly retrieved the bomb and tossed it into the Queen's mouth. Ethan's tooth fell out, signaling that he would soon turn into a creature as well. So he asked the others to leave immediately, promising to keep the Queen busy. Reluctantly, Cooper left the nest after telling his father that he always loved him. Seconds later, Ethan transformed into a hybrid bug before he could detonate the bomb just in time. Cooper rushed over to reach for the remote and managed to get it. He moved away from the center and pressed the button, but the bomb didn't go off. Meanwhile, the Queen arrived, causing Cooper to flee at once. Cooper checked the remote and found no battery inside, so he desperately put batteries in the remote and blew up the Queen at the perfect moment. In the blink of an eye, the entire nest caught fire and all the eggs were incinerated in the process. Outside, the nest violently exploded, killing all the bugs and eggs inside. Cooper woke up in a hospital where Hugo and Sarah were standing near his bed. They looked out the window and found serenity and peace outside. Hugo, Sarah, and Cooper began waking up other people who had passed out on the road. Just then, Hugo drew their attention to the front, signaling that the terror of the bugs had not yet ended.
Holy shit.